Hey everyone, how's it going? Today, we are taking a look at one of my absolute favorite credit cards, the Delta SkyMiles Reserve Card. Delta is my favorite airline, so it only makes sense that the Delta SkyMiles credit cards are my favorite co-branded credit cards. But what makes this card so great? Well, in this video, we'll talk about the benefits of the card, talk about how to use the benefits effectively, and most importantly, how can we maximize this card's most valuable benefit, the companion certificate. We have a lot to talk about, so sit back, get subscribed, and let's jump in. The Delta SkyMiles Reserve Card has been around for quite a while and has seen a couple different iterations. As of today, there are 4 personal cards in the lineup, as well as 3 business cards. But today, we are going to take a look at the top of the lineup, the SkyMiles Reserve Card. The Reserve Card has a $650 annual fee and a current welcome offer of 70,000 SkyMiles. But I have seen this offer go all the way up to 100,000 miles. These offers kind of pop up randomly, but generally towards the end of the year. Now, these SkyMiles are going to be worth 1.15 cents per point, which makes this offer of 70,000 SkyMiles worth $800. We'll talk more about why these points are worth a little bit more than 1 cent per point. Now, when it comes to earning points, this is kind of a rough spot for the Reserve Card. We are only going to earn 3x back on Delta purchases, then 1x back on everything else. I would love to see this card have a few more multiplier categories, especially because it's the top of the lineup. Now, these points are deposited directly into your SkyMiles account at the end of your statement period. Now, the Reserve Card is not for the infrequent traveler. This card is geared towards those who travel with Delta often and might be willing to spend a lot of money on the card. The Reserve Card has 4 main categories of benefits: general, annual credits, status, and premium level benefits. Let's take a look at the general benefits that don't really need any explaining. With the Reserve Card, we are going to receive our first checked bag free, 20% back on in-flight purchases, priority boarding in Zone 5, global dining access through Resi Dining, and no foreign transaction fee. Now, I mentioned earlier that with the SkyMiles Reserve Card, our miles are worth 1.15 cents per point, and that's because of a benefit called Takeoff 15. This can be a huge benefit when redeeming a large number of miles, like I did when I took my entire family to Cancun back in 2025. I redeemed 128,000 Delta SkyMiles, which would have cost me 147 Delta SkyMiles without the benefit. We are also going to receive access to the complimentary upgrade list, which normally is reserved for medallion status holders, but this card allows us to gain access to that list even without status. Now, if you want to learn how likely or unlikely you are to receive an upgrade on a Delta flight, go check out my video I made talking about my experience holding Delta Platinum status. I'll link that one down below. We are also going to receive upgrade priority over other medallion members in the same status tier. Next, we are going to receive a fee credit for global entry or TSA PreCheck. Now, I have this in the benefits category and not the annual credits category because we can only use this benefit every 4.5 years, which means it's not something that we can count against our annual fee every year. Then we are also going to receive Hertz President Circle status, which is nice to have if you rent with Hertz often. And lastly, the Reserve Card is going to offer a nice range of insurance and protections. Now, let's talk about the annual credits offered on the Reserve Card. Annual credits are a monetary way that we can use to help offset the cost of the annual fee. The first one is going to be a $240 Resi Dining credit for purchases made with Resi restaurants. We can use $20 of this credit each month, which is kind of a bummer for me because I don't really have that many participating Resi restaurants nearby. So anywhere I go, I can only use $20 of this credit. If this credit was quarterly, it would make it a little bit easier to use this credit when I go on trips. But since I'm not going on a trip every single month, then a lot of this credit goes to waste. The second credit we are going to receive is a $200 Delta Stays credit, which we can use to book hotels through Delta. This credit can be super helpful, but I would only recommend booking a hotel where it's not super important. Hotels are generally not big fans of third-party booking companies like the ones used for credit card portals. So I would only use this for a hotel where it's not a big deal if in the end I have to pay cash for it on the spot, then sort out the issues later with the credit card portal. For instance, I used this credit when my family stayed overnight at an airport hotel right before a flight. At the end of the day, if something went wrong and I needed to pay for the room up front, it really wouldn't be that big of an issue. Yes, it would cost a little bit extra, but I could probably sort out the problem later. And the final credit we receive with this card is a $120 rideshare credit, which we can use for rideshare purchases. Unfortunately, this does not work with Uber Eats purchases. I did give that a try right when this credit was added to the card. Next up, let's talk about status. A few years ago, Delta refreshed every card in the lineup, and this was one of the benefits that got added. The first one is an MQD Head Start, which gives us an automatic 2,500 MQDs towards status. MQDs are the metric that Delta uses to track your status tier. Once you earn enough MQDs, then you'll receive status inside of that tier. There's no requirement for this benefit, all you need to do is keep the card open. The second benefit is the MQD Boost, which benefits your status when you spend on your card. For every $10 of spend on your reserve card, you'll receive 1 MQD. That does mean, if you're willing to, you could spend your way towards status if you want to put a lot of spending on this card. Now, one thing to keep in mind is you're only going to be earning 1 cent per mile on those purchases. So it's a bit of a trade-off. Do you want status or do you want to get more points? Keep that in mind. Okay, so now that we've talked about all of those benefits, let's take a look at the 2 major benefits offered on this card: lounge access and the companion certificate. Let's start with lounge access. On the Reserve Card, we are going to receive complimentary access to the Delta Sky Club. The Sky Club is a great place to hang out before a flight, as well as grab a drink, grab some food, and even take a shower at certain lounges. All of the amenities are included and don't cost anything extra, with the exception of a few premium drink options. And these lounges could even save you money if you don't buy food and drinks outside of the lounge while at the airport. Now, with the Reserve Card, we receive 15 free visits to the lounge each year. These visits include all lounge access within a 24-hour period, meaning if you go to a lounge at your departing airport, then again at your connecting airport, and then again at your arrival airport, that would just count as 1 visit. Once you use up all of your passes, you can still enter the lounge by paying $50 per visit. We are also going to receive 4 one-time guest passes to bring friends and family into the lounge with us. These guest passes also have the same 24-hour rule as the primary card visits do. Now, we can bring 2 guests with us into the lounge per visit, or any immediate family members. And if you use up all of your guest passes, you can still bring guests into the lounge for $50 per visit per person. Now, the SkyMiles Reserve Card also offers access to 1 additional lounge, the American Express Centurion Lounge. The Centurion Lounge is a great network of lounges that offers very similar amenities to the Delta Sky Club. We do receive unlimited access to this lounge, but we do not receive any free guest passes. And we do need to be flying on a Delta marked flight to enter this lounge using the Reserve Card. Okay, let's talk about the strongest benefit that this card has to offer, the Companion Certificate. The Companion Certificate is a buy one get one free ticket for flights in the US and to Mexico, the Caribbean, and Central America. All we have to do is pay the taxes and fees for the Companion Certificate. Now, one major benefit to this certificate over the one offered on the SkyMiles Platinum Card is that the Reserve Card allows you to book main cabin seats, Comfort Plus, or First Class. This opens up tons of value that we can unlock using this certificate. We are going to receive this certificate in our 2nd year, and then we'll have 1 year to use it before it expires. Now, to get the most value from this benefit, the goal is to find a flight where the companion ticket cost is at least as much as the annual fee. This is because we had to spend $650 to get the certificate on the card. So if we can get that much back in value, then we will essentially net a 0 cost for this card. But we also have the possibility to gain positive value back on the card by looking for flights where the ticket cost is higher than the annual fee. Let's take a look at a couple examples. First up, let's take a look at a domestic route. I found this route from Detroit to Los Angeles that offers some positive value. If we book this flight for 2 people without the certificate, it would cost $1,574. But if we book the same ticket using the companion certificate, it would only cost $817, which is savings of $757. Now, we do need to subtract the annual fee from that number because we had to spend $650 to get the certificate. That would bring our total savings to $107. But if you are someone who likes to fly first class, we are going to find some incredible savings. If we book first class on that same flight for 2 people, the round trip total would be $4,394. But if we use the companion certificate on that flight, it would only cost $3,029, including the annual fee. That would give us savings of $1,365. Now, before we take a look at a few more examples, the Reserve Card has 3 annual credits, along with guest passes and the companion certificate that all have expiration dates. But with the help of card pointers, I'm able to keep track of all of them. This app lets you organize your credit cards in one place and tells you which of your cards to use for each purchase. That way you're getting the most points, miles, and cash back. Now, one major benefit to card pointers is that we can create our own custom benefits, which is exactly what I've done with the companion certificate. This offers a huge amount of flexibility to track your benefits the way you want to. And the best part about it is that you don't need to connect your bank account. You just add your cards manually and adjust what you need. I've partnered with card pointers, and if you use my link in the description, you'll receive 30% back on an annual plan. Definitely worth checking out if you're serious about maximizing your credit card rewards and not letting them expire. Now back to the examples. I know that first class is not the way many people travel, and rather just get there with a good deal in main cabin. So let's travel a little bit further and see what we can find. Let's take a trip from Detroit to St. Lucia. If we book a round-trip flight for 2 people, it would cost $2,472, but only $1,224 if we use the companion certificate. That gives us savings of $398 after we factor in the annual fee. Now, the best redemption I was able to find was from Detroit to Hawaii. 2 main cabin tickets for this trip would cost $2,968 without the companion certificate. But if we use the companion certificate, this would only cost $1,538, which gives us savings of $780 after we factor in the cost of the annual fee. That's over $1,000 in additional value that the companion certificate would give us. It's pretty easy to see that there are a ton of ways we can use this benefit and earn a lot of value. So who is the Reserve Card for? Well, if you travel at least once a year cross-country with a partner and can get positive value from that companion certificate, then this could be a great option for an airline credit card. If you can make back the cost of the annual fee with the companion certificate, then you're going to at least break even, giving you access to all the other benefits on the card essentially for free. I'm a huge fan of this card, and I find myself receiving a ton of value from this card each year. And if you're thinking about getting any credit cards, go check out my referral links down below. If you made it this far in the video, leave a credit card emoji down below. And if you want to see a full breakdown of all of these cards in the SkyMiles lineup, go check out this video I made right up here. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to see more content like this in the future. I'll see you next time.